If you need an explosive offense or a lockdown defense, we've got you. Our attention to detail will elevate your game and help you win consistently starting today. So head over to acemadden.com and make sure to use code ACE for 15% off any membership. Hello gentlemen, today we're going to break down a meta blitz that has gained a lot of traction over the past couple weeks, and for good reason. It's a really effective blitz and it's pretty easy to set up. I think any of you should be able to do it. And we'll be breaking this down out of nickel 3-3. You can do it out of different formations. I'm not going to talk about that today, but you can kind of apply this concept to dollar and stuff. But nickel 3-3 I believe is the best way to do it. And I'm in the Chiefs playbook. However, a lot of people are in the 4-6 playbook because it gives you this formation as well as 3-3 cub, which is previously 3-3-5 wide. I don't really use that formation, so I'm not in that playbook. But again, you can use it if you so choose. Now, this concept, it can be applied to a lot of different plays in this formation. However, I like to use cover 4 drop, and I'll show you why. But I do recommend it be a zone. A zone play is what you want to do it out of. You can do it out of cover 3 drop as well. But what we're going to do is we can actually go to our coaching adjustments and change our auto alignment to base if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to manually base align. But cover 4 drop, we'll go against a random play here. So before I show you the full setup, just bear with me here. I'm going to base align. And then when you base align, your player's going to move like this, right? Well, if you're facing a trip set or really a ton of different sets and the ball's on a hash and then you press, what's going to always happen, and this has been a thing for years, is that outside cornerback to the wide side is going to be misaligned. He's going to be to the inside of that receiver on the outside. And if he runs a go route, it's probably a touchdown. So I recommend keeping those guys backed off. Now, I didn't manually back them off, but I did Y and then left stick up. And that's going to give a little too much space. Just leave them like they were on the base line and you'll be good. Okay, with that out of the way, let's set up the rest of the blitz. What we're going to do is crash our defensive line down. So D-pad left, and then we're going to do right stick down. In practice mode, you do have to do this multiple times for it to register. It's really annoying, but what you want is this defensive tackle to look like this, where he has like this little split angle going to each A gap, but just make sure they're crashed down. After you do that, you're going to spread your linebackers with D-pad right, left stick up, and then you're going to open the linebacker menu again with D-pad right, and then right stick down. That blitzes all of your linebackers. And then we're going to contain, so RB, or R1, and then RB or R1 again. That puts everybody on a contain. And then the last step really is bringing these guys in so they're on the contain on the outside hip of these defensive ends. You do have to be, pretty quick about this part. That's kind of the annoying part of the setup, is having to move those guys. That is why we spread the linebackers, because it kind of puts them closer to the spot they need to be in. Okay, so it's set up. I like to swoop to the right here, personally, with my user, but you can swoop to the left as well. But let's go ahead and just run it like this. And what you're going to see is we get really good pressure from this defensive end who's actually in a pass rush. So in the event that they do pick this up, he's going to be in a pass rush, not a contain. And then we also have pressure coming from this B gap on the right. That's not always going to happen. But let me go ahead and show you the setup, a little quicker, so you guys see it's really not that bad. So give me a little extra time for the crash down because I have to do it twice. But base align, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all your linebackers, contain, and then go ahead and get that guy down, and then we are set up. Let's go do it again. So right there, ended up getting picked up. I will say that I think where you swoop does kind of matter. But overall, it's going to come in more times than not. And where you place these guys on the outside over here does matter. It's kind of finicky in that regard, but let's go ahead and do it like that. I swoop to the right that time, which I believe is the better way to do it. The problem is if you swoop to the left, sometimes the blocking, the way it works is it kind of ignores you if you swoop to the left, and it just makes the blitz not come in as well. But at the same time, you don't always want to be swooping, for instance, to the right side against trips. Sometimes you want to be lurking that inside slot or something. But I will say the one downside to this setup is since you have to move these guys down, what it does is it kind of limits how much adjusting you can do. So for instance, this shell is very safe out of cover 4, but at the same time, it's not super aggressive. That makes it kind of hard to, you know, for instance, take certain things away on the trip side. So, you know, you could do something like this and then maybe cloud flat this guy. And then now we can more comfortably take away this right side, just kind of follow the tight end, make sure he doesn't go vertical or something. So go do it like this. Right there didn't come in, but just make sure you swoop down, be a little bit more aggressive, distract one of those offensive linemen for a split second, and make sure that this blitz does come in. But you can actually just do it as a 4-man as well. You don't have to do the both sides, because I'll show you, for instance, you can do something like this, and it can come in. I didn't crash my defensive line down. Let me go ahead and redo that. Make sure this guy's in a contain right here. That's very important. Okay, so we should be good. See what happens. And this can happen, right? Because really what you're looking for when you set up this play is getting this defensive end free. That is the main goal. The B gap, if you send the other linebacker, is beneficial. However, it's not the main objective of the blitz. It's just to kind of create this little action over here between the looping linebacker and this defensive end. So overall, very effective setup. It's pretty easy. I would say that before you take this to a game, I would get into practice mode, get the feel for the setup, moving the guys, making sure that they're in the right spots, they're registering on contains. And overall, I think any of you should be able to pull it off. If you're in a CFM where you can't move guys, you probably can't really use this setup, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'm here to help. Any requests for future videos, I'll try to get to those as soon as I can. It's kind of like getting to that point of the year where I'm not posting too often every single week, but I can try to get to your requests. I'm always looking to help you guys out. But yeah, drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more Madden 23 content. And if you guys want to win more games, acemadden.com. Become a member. You'll gain access to every single ebook we have. Use code ACE for 15% off at checkout. See you guys later.